Imagine standing at the top of a steep hill.
Miles per hour! Oh, look at the height!
The crowd roaring, the energy electrifying.
Down it, no problem whatsoever. Here's the last chicane. They can.
Below, a twisting, obstacle-filled course awaits.
Coming up, over the 1, over the 2, down the 3.
And at the starting line, a soapbox car unlike anything you've ever seen. Sleek, aerodynamic, built for one thing, pure speed. This is the Red Bull Soapbox Race, where creativity meets engineering.
Oh, yes, they can. Down towards the finish line. It's going to be the fastest run we've seen so far.
And where some daredevil drivers push their gravity-powered machines to insane speeds.
The speed through there. Now can they keep it straight? Yes, they can. They've got so much momentum down the course. Flying down it. No problem whatsoever.
While most teams focus on crazy, eye-catching designs, a select few aim for something else. Breaking records. The fastest soapbox cars don't just roll down the track, they rocket down at speeds that make the crowd gasp. Some have even come close to matching speeds of small motorized vehicles, relying solely on physics, gravity, and expert craftsmanship. But what makes a soapbox car fast? Is it the wheels, the weight, the shape, or is it just the guts of the driver willing to push the limits? In this video, we're taking a look at the fastest soapbox cars of all time, the builds that stunned the audience, defied expectations, and flew past the finish line in record-breaking time.
Behind, that back wheel just starting to wobble, blind through the foam, over the kicker, tearing down towards the finish.
But wait, before we dive in, I have a question for you. Are you thinking of building your own soapbox car? Well, of course you are. Why wouldn't you? Imagine the thrill, the speed, the glory, until of course you realize you have no idea what you're doing, your wheels fall off, and you end up rolling down the track like a human tumbleweed.
How much speed you can get right from the very top. Only 270 meters over the kicker.
Don't let that happen. Hit that subscribe button now, and I promise you'll instantly gain +10 soapbox engineering skills. Okay, maybe not, but at least you'll be entertained. Buckle up because this is going to be one wild ride. Speed isn't the first thing that comes to mind when you think of soapbox racing. After all, these are gravity-powered cars with no engines, no motors, just wheels, and a whole lot of courage. But every now and then, a soapbox car defies expectations and reaches speeds so extreme that it leaves the crowd in shock. Some soapbox cars have managed to tear down the track at over 50 miles per hour, hitting speeds that seem impossible for a vehicle with no power source. The key: perfect aerodynamics, lightweight materials, and an incredibly steep track. These speed demons are built with precision, low to the ground, minimal wind resistance, and wheels that glide like ice skates over pavement. At high speeds, even the smallest bumps or obstacles can send a soapbox car flying. But that hasn't stopped some fearless racers from pushing the limits. The fastest runs are often a blur, drivers barely holding on as they zoom past hay bales, ramps, and sharp turns. And when they cross the finish line in record time, the reaction from the crowd is always the same.
Really, at this stage, you wonder whether they'd actually get down to the kicker and then over the kicker, lands.
Pure disbelief. Every soapbox racer dreams of breaking records, but only a few have actually done it. Some of the fastest soapbox cars ever built have achieved mind-blowing speeds, leaving competitors in the dust and setting times that seemed unbeatable. These record-breaking runs weren't just fast, they were legendary. One particular race saw a soapbox car shatter expectations by completing the track in nearly half the time of its closest competitor. It wasn't just about the speed, it was the flawless execution, the perfect launch, the smooth handling, and the absolute precision of the driver. Some of these record-setting times have yet to be broken, standing as a testament to just how fast a well-built soapbox car can go. It's not just about the straightaways either. Some of the fastest runs have happened on tracks filled with jumps, tight corners, and sudden drops.
Yeah, the condiments if you need them.
The most daring drivers don't just aim for speed, they aim for control. Because at these speeds, one wrong move doesn't just slow you down, it can send you flipping through the air. When these cars cross the finish line, the crowds erupt. A new record is set and a new benchmark for speed is established. Not all of the fastest soapbox cars looked fast at first glance. Some of the most unexpected champions were built more for fun than for speed. But once they hit the track, they shocked everyone. In soapbox racing, the most creative builds often steal the spotlight. Some cars look like giant food items, cartoon characters, or even bathtubs on wheels. But every now and then, one of these wild designs ends up being insanely fast. Maybe it's the way it was built, the perfect weight distribution, or just pure luck. But when these unconventional racers cross the finish line in record time, the crowd goes wild. Even cars that seem too bulky or impractical have surprised everyone. Some teams unknowingly designed their soapbox cars with near-perfect aerodynamics, while others benefited from unexpected weight advantages that helped them gain momentum. It's proof that in soapbox racing, speed doesn't always come from the most high-tech designs. When an unexpected car takes first place, the reactions are priceless. The racers celebrate, the crowd erupts, and even the competition has to respect the underdog that came out of nowhere and dominated the race.
Down towards the berm. Here's the berm. He's gone high, he's gone wide, he's gone round it too. How did he stay on there? Oh, he's over! And then he's...
With great speed comes great risk. Some of the fastest soapbox cars in history didn't just break records, they barely survived the ride. When you push a gravity-powered vehicle to its limits, control becomes a delicate balance, and one wrong move can lead to absolute chaos. There have been legendary moments where soapbox cars hit speeds so extreme that the slightest bump sent them spinning out of control. Some have flipped mid-air, while others veered off track, crashing into hay bales or barriers. And then there are the wild jumps. Cars launching off ramps at full speed, some landing perfectly, others tumbling in spectacular wipeouts.
The water feature is next on the agenda for the DeLorean. Oh, there's the bonnet. You can't hold it through there, but they're still going.
The danger isn't just in the speed itself, but in the unpredictability of the race. Sharp turns, unexpected obstacles, and even rival soapbox cars can throw off even the most skilled drivers. Yet the best racers don't just rely on their builds, they rely on their reflexes. A perfectly timed turn, a last-second adjustment, or simply sheer luck can mean the difference between a record-breaking victory or a highlight reel crash. In the world of soapbox racing, pushing the limits is part of the thrill, and sometimes the wildest rides are the ones people remember the most. Soapbox racing isn't just about creativity, it's about pushing the limits of speed, gravity, and control. Over the years, some of the fastest soapbox cars have set records that seem almost impossible, defying expectations with their sheer momentum and precision. From gravity-powered rockets to unexpected underdogs, each race proves that speed comes in many forms. Some soapbox cars are built for aerodynamics, slicing through the air like bullets, while others rely on weight and a steep drop to build unstoppable momentum. But no matter the design, one thing is certain: when these cars fly down the track at top speeds, it's an adrenaline rush like no other. And what's next for the world of soapbox racing? Will speeds continue to increase? Will designs get even more extreme? One thing's for sure, as long as there are fearless racers willing to take the plunge, soapbox cars will only get faster, wilder, and more thrilling. So the next time you see a soapbox car at the top of a hill, don't blink. You might just witness history in the making. That's it for the fastest soapbox cars ever.